Listen closely, because this isn't just about music. This is about expectations, emotions, trust, and what happens when something people love begins to feel unfamiliar. Imagine waiting, not for days, not for weeks, but for 3 whole years. 3 years of memories. 3 years of rewatching old performances. 3 years of saying, when they come back, it's going to be huge. That's exactly how millions of fans around the world felt while waiting for BLACKPINK to return. So when news finally spread about their long-awaited album, excitement didn't just rise, it exploded. But what came next wasn't what anyone expected. At first, everything seemed normal. There were whispers of a comeback. Reports suggested the album would arrive before their 2025 tour. It made perfect sense. New music, new energy, fans singing along in arenas. It felt like the beginning of a new era. But then, the timeline started slipping. July passed. Then November. Then December. Then another promise, before the tour ends in January. And then nothing. No album. No explanation. Just silence. Now delays happen. Even the biggest artists in the world face scheduling problems. But this felt different. Because it wasn't just one delay, it was a pattern. And patterns make people uneasy. Fans didn't just feel disappointed, they felt uncertain. They started asking questions like, why does this keep happening? Is the group even the priority anymore? Does anyone have a clear plan? For a group as massive as BLACKPINK, people expected precision, structure, a rollout that felt intentional. Instead, everything felt scattered. And then came the promotions. Or rather, the lack of them. This was supposed to be their first major group project in years. A moment that should have dominated headlines, flooded social media, and reminded the world exactly why BLACKPINK sits at the top. But the build-up, it was quiet. Too quiet. Sure, there were teaser images, a few short clips, the standard things you expect. But nothing that screamed, this is a comeback you cannot ignore. No grand strategy. No unforgettable moments. No sense of scale. It didn't feel like the return of a global powerhouse. It felt small. And fans noticed. Because when you wait that long, you don't just want content, you want an experience. Something that says, we're back and we're bigger than ever. But instead, many people felt like they were given something rushed, something minimal. And before they could even fully process that feeling, things got worse. The leaks began. At first, it was just 2 songs, Champion and Me and My. Unreleased music, suddenly out in the world. Then more information leaked. Then the full track list. Then even more songs. It was like watching something carefully built, slowly fall apart before it was even finished. Leaks aren't new in the music industry, but the way this unfolded, it felt messy, uncontrolled, almost careless. And then came one of the most shocking moments. Fans discovered that the songs, and even their production credits, were accidentally uploaded to BLACKPINK's own YouTube channel. Think about that for a second. Not hackers. Not rumors. The official channel. Yes, they were taken down quickly. But the damage, already done. People saw everything, shared everything, talked about everything. At this point, frustration turned into something deeper. Confusion. Because fans couldn't understand how something like this could happen to one of the biggest groups in the world. Some even started wondering, is this sabotage? Or just serious mismanagement? Either way, trust began to crack. Then finally, the music arrived. The title track, Go, dropped along with the mini album. And reactions. They were divided. Some listeners appreciated the production. They noticed a different sound, something experimental. But others focused on the lyrics. They called them simple, repetitive. Some even said they crossed into uncomfortable territory. But here's the important part. The biggest issue wasn't just the lyrics. It was the feeling. After 3 years, people expected something powerful, something unforgettable, something that reminded them why they fell in love with BLACKPINK in the first place. But instead, many described the album as empty, soulless, robotic. Words you never want associated with music that's supposed to move people. And then came another shock. The album had only 5 tracks. One of them wasn't even new. The total runtime, less than 15 minutes. 3 years. For 15 minutes. That's when disappointment turned into something heavier. Doubt. Because fans started comparing this release to the members' solo work. And here's the surprising part. The solo projects felt bigger, more creative, more personal, more alive. Each member, whether it was Jennie, Kim, Lisa, Jisoo, or Risay, had shown strong artistic identity on their own. So fans began asking, if they can do this individually, why doesn't the group project feel the same? And then, another layer of controversy. The music video. At first glance, everything looked fine. But at the end, something unexpected appeared in the credits. AI contributors. Artificial intelligence. Now, technology in music isn't new. But for BLACKPINK, this hit differently. Because their reputation was built on high-quality, visually stunning productions. Real sets. Detailed concepts. Human creativity at its peak. So seeing AI involved, it felt like a step backward. Especially when their solo work had set such a high standard without it. Fans didn't just question the choice. They questioned what it meant. Was this about saving time? Cutting costs? Or losing the artistic touch that once defined them? And just when things couldn't get more complicated, the credits revealed something even more controversial. Names that sparked immediate backlash. Dr. Luke, Diplo. These aren't just producers. They are figures surrounded by serious controversy. Particularly Dr. Luke, whose legal battle with Kesha became one of the most talked about cases in the music industry. Major artists like Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga publicly supported Kesha. So when fans saw his name connected to BLACKPINK, it didn't just raise eyebrows. It raised serious concerns. Because BLACKPINK's image has always been about strength, independence, empowerment. So collaborating, directly or indirectly, with controversial figures felt contradictory, even uncomfortable. At this point, everything combined into one overwhelming question. What is happening? Delays, minimal promotion, leaks, creative concerns, AI usage, controversial credits. It wasn't just one issue. It was everything at once. And when too many cracks appear at the same time, people start wondering if something bigger is breaking. Some fans began to say something they never thought they would. Maybe it's time to let go. Not out of hate, but out of disappointment, out of exhaustion, out of feeling like the magic they once loved wasn't there anymore. But here's the truth. This story isn't just about BLACKPINK. It's about what happens when expectations grow faster than delivery, when silence replaces communication, when quality feels inconsistent, and when fans, who once felt connected, start feeling distant. Because at the end of the day, music isn't just sound. It's emotion. It's trust. It's the feeling that what you're hearing was made with care. So what happens next? No one knows for sure. Maybe this is just a rough chapter. Maybe it's a transition. Or maybe it really is the beginning of the end of BLACKPINK as a group. But one thing is certain. People are still watching, still listening, still hopping. So now I want to hear from you. What did you feel when you saw all of this unfold? Did the album meet your expectations or leave you wanting more? Do you think BLACKPINK will come back stronger? Or are we slowly witnessing the closing of an era? Drop your thoughts below. Because this conversation, it's far from over.